Bay. It's a simple town, like about 1,000 people. It's a 140-mile drive from Perth along Indian Ocean Drive. It's this picturesque Route 60. Along the drive, you pass by the eerie limestone pillars of the Inland Pinnacle Desert, which is worth the trip just in of itself. Western Australia calls this entire strip of coastline the Coral Coast. There's a big rock lobster fishery that's there. All the locals call them crayfish. The whole town used to be little more than a jetty. That jetty now serves as the focal point for all beach and ocean recreation. The temperatures year-round cycle from the high 60s to the mid-80s. Couldn't be more perfect. Town's population doubles on holiday weekends. People flooding in for all sorts of recreation, all having to do with the beach. In addition to being a blissful beach getaway, it's also the very best place in all of Western Australia to jump out of a plane. I've had a fear of heights since as long as I can remember, since I was very little. I went in and everything was happening just so fast. They got me right into the harness and started giving me the lecture on what to do and what not to do, and it was a go right off the bat, so I really didn't have too much time to think about it. When are we allowed to start stressing? When does that?
Start stressing?
Stressing.
Never. You don't need to stress. This is fun.
That was going to be my question. What happens if I wet my pants during this?
Well, just make sure you grab me.
It doesn't really bother me, but I don't think your instructor will be too happy.
Excitement was in me, but there was also this intense trepidation. Like once I stepped on that plane, there was no turning back. I mean, about the 5th or 6th jump, you're ever like, oh man, not again? Or is it every single time it's...
Jumping out's always good. You get out the side of a plane, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, here we go, dude.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. I think it took us about 20 or 25 minutes to get into the right position. And during that entire time, you're looking out the window and you're seeing the Earth pass farther and farther away from you as you go up higher and higher. And my judge of distance was completely off. When we hit the cloud layer, I thought we were there. And my tandem diver turned to me and goes, "We're not even halfway there yet." And I got this feeling of this rush of, oh my God, I have no idea how high 14,000 feet is. I swear to God, I must have gone through all of the stages of grief. I was actually trying to think of a peaceful dinner with my family, thinking about my grandmother actually, trying to just get my mind on something else, anything but the fact that I was going to fall out of a plane in a matter of minutes.
I've seen you cry. It's been a while.
You don't actually jump, you're pushed. It was an eternity of me waiting for when is this actually going to happen, and then gives you that push.
Catch you when you fall.
And then when you reach free fall, and this is what everybody says about skydiving, it's awesome. The feeling is just like being in a super picturesque wind tunnel. Now the landing is what they tell you is actually the most dangerous part about doing all this. The very first thing that they want to go over in safety for this whole process is how to land. You have to be able to put all of your body parts out so that the tandem jumper can actually land both of you. If you don't do that, since you don't have control over the chute, what can happen is you'll fall face forward, and then the chute and the jumper will actually drag you forward onto the beach. He described it as surfboarding on your face.
I've seen 100-year-old women do it, so I'm sure you guys will do it.
I cannot say enough about the view. That is one of the reasons why skydiving in Jurien Bay is something you should totally do, because even if you're scared, even if you're terrified, even if you can't get over it, once you're in free fall, all you see is this absolutely picturesque setting surrounding you. You've got water. The ocean is so many different colors. It's an emerald green in close towards the beach, out to a sort of baby blue and then a dark blue, and the coloration is amazing. The beach goes all the way down the coast as far as the eye can see. Inland there were clouds that were right out of a painting, all of the pasture land, even the town itself from that height. This solitary town in what seems like the middle of nowhere is just really excellent to, it's a feast for the eyes as you're coming down and having this, altogether very intense, very emotionally charged experience. And you get this awesome landscape to look at while you're doing it.
Awesome.
Fair enough for you, mate. There you go. Congratulations, dude.
Incredible. Thank you so much.
Anything else to say before we turn it off?
No matter how afraid you think you are, absolutely you need to do it. There's nothing to be afraid of. He pushes you out of the plane. It's easy.
Hope you enjoy yourself, dude. Big smile. See you later.
Here, listen.